How's it going, people? It is Liam Caddison here with another episode of the Book of Boba Fett, as we're on the penultimate episode of this season. Looking forward to checking these final two episodes out. War is obviously brewing with Boba and the Pike Syndicate, and I'm assuming this episode we're going to be shifting our focus back to Boba, as last week we basically had the Mandalorian Season 3 episode 0.5. It was quite literally that, because we were focusing on Mando after the events of Season 2's finale, and it was setting things up for his Season 3, of course, but also as well as him joining the fight with Boba and Fennec, as they discussed at the end of episode 4, which he is given the green light to do so. So yeah, I'm excited to see how things go down. It was a really incredible episode last week, and I'm hoping these next two episodes do shine so much, because obviously you don't want the spotlight to be taken away from Boba with that fantastic episode last week that featured Mando. So hopefully we're going to have Boba have his time to shine, especially with episode 4. That was a really, really incredible episode. So like I said, hopefully these final two episodes do shine. So with that said, let's get into episode number 6 of the Book of Boba Fett. Let's go.
We'll leave the spice and take the credits back to Mos Eisley. The rest will follow.
Do you know where you are, gentlemen?
Confirm! Holy shit! Let's go!
You came, we can chalk this one up to you guys reading the map wrong.
Do the wise thing, Pikes. No!
Think it through.
I was worried Compilations was gonna die there. Somewhere in Mos Pelgo, someone's getting high with the spice in the wind. Oh shit, I didn't think we were gonna get Mando. Okay. R2! Oh my goodness! Oh, this episode already! We're gonna see Luke, aren't we?
Hey,
for Mando,
Troy.
this is...
Don't shut off. Wake up.
I never knew I needed Mando and R2 interactions until today, but here we are. And I've missed you, you son of a bitch!
Grogu.
Grogu is just done, over the moon. Oh man.
His name was Yoda. He was small like you.
Oh.
But his heart was huge, and the Force was strong in him.
I love
He once
this.
said to me, "Size matters not."
Oh, come on! Come on! No, not... We have to do this song and dance again, don't we? But who saved him?
You.
Ahsoka?
Didn't expect to see you here.
I didn't!
I'm an old friend of the family. Foundling. Perhaps he is a Padawan now.
Why can't he be both?
I came all this way. He's right there.
Oh no. My heart.
Roger misses you a great deal. If he sees you, it
Then
will
that-
only make things more difficult for
Yeah.
him.
Oh.
All right. It's time to continue your training.
I'm hurt. I'm hurting.
Let's see you jump. Really? That's all you got? You're trying too hard. Don't try. Do.
Oh, he's learning from Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try.
Come on. I want to show you something.
Oh my God! No! Oh!
Get
Oh,
back
did he,
up.
did he
Always
sneeze?
get back up.
So good with the son of Skywalker. Oh, shh. Oh!
Sometimes I wonder if his heart is in it.
So much like your father.
Okay, okay, okay. My feels are getting attacked here.
What should I do about him?
Trust your instincts.
Ike Syndicate has been gathering soldiers the last few weeks. Mayor Shays is on their payroll and has flown off-world, which leads us to believe the storm is about to break.
Yep.
It was a scheduled vacation, actually.
Shut the fuck up.
Here's a map of where they are gathering.
I'm looking for Marshal Vanth.
I don't think you heard what I said.
I don't think you heard what he
Heard
said.
you.
I'll take it from here, Deputy.
Need good people to step up or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
As long as I'm here, that's not a problem. So
You
why
can't
should they
hold
risk their
off
lives
the
for this
Pike Syndicate forever.
Boba Fett?
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
What?
It's called Freetown now.
Oh,
Change the name. Suits us better.
Well,
I'm not leaving you out here alone.
wait a second. Oh, I do not like where this is. Is this Cad Bane? Holy shit! Oh no! He's gonna die! Cad Bane?
I didn't catch your name.
I'd be careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
Oh my fuck!
Is that friendly advice or a threat?
This guy's gonna feel lucky. No! No, 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 no! I just had a bad feeling where this was gonna go for Cobb. Oh.
Tatooine belongs to the Syndicate.
Cad fucking Bane! This is gonna give them reason to fight. Uh-oh.
Wait! You forgot your Captuna.
I think this will suffice. Fuck!
It belonged to my teacher, Master Yoda.
Oh my shit!
And now, I'm offering it to you. But you may choose only one.
Oh, it's the
If you choose
lightsaber
the
or
armor,
Mando.
You'll return. Which do you choose?
Just end on that cliffhanger. Just end on that cliffhanger. End on that cliffhanger. Yeah, go on. Of course. Guess we'll never know. Dave and John, give them the bloody keys to Star Wars. I mean, I'm sure I've said that once before, but I think this episode gave you more reason to accept that they deserve the entirety of Star Wars. They cherish this like it's their baby, and they know what to do, and it's so beautiful. I have no idea how many times I lost it during that episode, because that was just nuts. Ahsoka, Luke, Grogu, Cobb Vanth, may he rest in peace. But I had a feeling as soon as we were able to distinguish that was Cad Bane, that it was the end of the line for him. Mark Hamill. Oh man. Yeah. I was really, really worried for Cobb, not gonna lie, and yeah. But it's gonna give the people of Freetown, I guess, incentive to join Mando in his fight, because it's what Cobb would want, right? So that episode had everything. I was emotional. You know how we were worried about last week's episode, kind of overlapping the events of the Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, this episode it gave a nice mix, because yeah, we only got like 30 seconds of Boba, but we got quite a bit of present day stuff. Well, I say present day stuff. We got quite a bit of stuff from that features this war against the Pike Syndicate. It doesn't have to involve Boba, but it involves the events surrounding, the Pike Syndicate and their concern, from Cobb Vanth to them blowing up that place to bloody Cad fucking Bane. I still can't believe it. I mean, that was my number one kind of hope, that we would see Cad Bane. But it's one thing to just kind of hope he would appear in this. It's another to actually see the bastard in this. Oh. Look, I am still not able to process that episode. I had to have I had to just relax, because that was a roller coaster. That was not an episode. That was a fucking roller coaster. Honestly, Dave Filoni, yeah, he is incredible. He knows this shit so well. And whenever he takes the helm of an episode or whatever, there is zero doubt because he knows this shit. He knows how to do Star Wars so well. And this episode was no exception. I mean, I fear that my main fear is with next week being the final episode, there are going to be people who are going to be like, well, we didn't really get too much focus on Boba and whatnot. But like I said, I feel like we don't, like, as much as we like to see Boba, etc., we still got the events he's partaking in play out, such as the bombing at the casino, such as Cobb Vanth dealing with the Pike Syndicate, Mando reaching out because he's trying to recruit for Boba. So, yeah. And I honestly was not expecting to see Grogu or Luke or Ahsoka for that matter. If anything, until season 3 of The Mandalorian, where I was expecting where Mando said, I gotta see a little friend. He'd not be in this episode, come back just in time to fuck shit up for the final episode. And then we would see him go to Luke in Mando season 3 as part of a flashback. So, I'm not complaining though. I am definitely... This episode had everything. I don't even know where to start though. Yeah. Especially with, well, first off, I don't know if Cobb Vanth... I want to hope that Cobb Vanth isn't dead, but... I mean... in some aspect, I do want to see his death as an inspiration for the people of Freetown to rebel against the Pike Syndicate. They knew what Mando was offering Cobb, and this is them pushing a line, so... It could also instill fear, but there's just a part of me that's also expecting Cobb Vanth to just be surprised, bitch, and then just take care of the Pike Syndicate when things look dire, so... You know what I'm also hoping for next week? That deleted... That moment that never got animated for Clone Wars. Between Cad and Boba, where Boba got the dent in his helmet. So there was a moment where we should have had an episode which would have featured the death of Cad Bane, assumingly. There was a shootout between Boba and Cad, and it would explain why Boba had... Because he was wearing the helmet. He was still at a young age. But it would explain why he would had a little dent in his helmet, and it would be because of the shootout between himself and Cad Bane. That moment, I have a good feeling that moment is going to get not just be brought to life, but live actioned as well. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to see next week. We'll have to wait and see, but I kind of have... I'm seeing it in my head. I can't imagine them not doing that. Where we had a moment where it didn't get animated into an episode. It was a planned episode, but it sadly never saw the light of day. I can't see them not, translating that, not just into, I guess, canon, but also live action. They need to do that, surely, right? Oh, man. I've got to say, this episode was great. Was great. Was just... Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of pleased people with how things are going to... with how things panned out. And I'm excited to see where next week leads, because Boba's going to be pissed. That part of his territory was attacked by the Pike Syndicate, which obviously they were, Boba and Co, obviously they were preparing for war, but this is really crossing the line in the sand, and there's gonna be some bloodshed next week, so yeah. And all led by Cad Bane, who confirmed he is in cahoots with the Pike Syndicate. So, but I gotta say, that standoff was so cool. I'm really, really glad that they did a fantastic job at having Cad Bane's live action debut be so badass. Whether Cobb Vanth has died or not, because they weren't there was I don't know. I want to say there was a more emptier reaction to Cobb Vanth, the locals tending to Cobb's body. There was a more emptier reaction, if that makes sense. Like, they weren't in shock or horrified or saddened, etc. It was like they were just tending to him. So that's another reason why I believe that Cobb Vanth may have survived, but we'll see. But either way, well, you'd expect him to just die, especially with Cad Bane making a statement, especially to those who've never seen the animated stuff. This is their introduction. Who's this? Oh, he's badass. He just dealt with Cobb Vanth, who we saw in The Mandalorian, and he's, badass. So, oh boy. So, yeah. So I'm a bit 50-50 with... I mean, the other guy was definitely dead. So... Whereas Cad only sent one shot to him, and it wasn't exactly like in the head or whatever, so... But, yeah. That was a really, really great episode. I freaking loved it. Yeah, Cad Bane, like I said, his introduction was just badass. It was very, very ruthless, as you would want for Cad Bane. As I said, I was hoping to see Cad Bane, with the Book of Boba Fett, one of, I think, the most requested figures to appear in the show would be Cad Bane. And it's not like it would be impossible translating an animated character into live action, as we've seen before with Bo-Katan. And I think that's the same voice actor as well as in the animated, so that's really, really good. As you would expect, like with Bo-Katan, like with Luke Skywalker. So, and I think the voice for Thrawn, I think he's supposed to be, once he gets adapted into live action, as teased in the Ahsoka episode for Mando Season 2. I think he's going to be playing Thrawn in live action, so I am really, really glad that they are doing a fantastic job. Like I said, it was ruthless with Cad Bane's introduction, and it gets you really, really excited. So, and this is what I'm talking about, the what Boba is dealing with. I don't think that is undermined by the events of what Mando was dealing with in this episode. Because, whilst, like I said, we only saw 30 seconds of Boba in this episode, that we saw quite a bit of stuff that was happening in terms of dealing with the Pike Syndicate, in terms of Cobb Vanth telling them to piss off, in terms of the casino. Yeah, so... it's just my main worry, because obviously you've got 2 episodes left to go. You want to focus on, after last week's episode, you want to focus on what is currently going on with Boba and his dealing with the Pike Syndicate. So, and obviously we had a bit of this episode focused on Luke, on Mando, on Grogu. So, but like I said, I am not complaining, because, yeah, so that was really, really incredible. Yeah. Oh man, that episode. I really loved how Cobb Vanth dealt with the Pike Syndicate, though. I thought he was going to die there and then. Like, I thought that was going to be a short cameo, if anything. And I'm glad it wasn't. Because I was, for me, I was hoping to see Cobb Vanth return in the finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian. So, wasn't disappointed in terms of him not appearing in it, because it was, like, I could not be disappointed with the finale of season 2 of Mando. But I was kind of expecting, I'm assuming we're going to be seeing more Cobb Vanth in the future, aka finale of Mando season 2. We didn't, but that's okay. And we got him in this episode, and it wasn't just a cameo. It was quite a bit of focus on of him. Not just that though, but Cobb Vanth being being a staple to Cad Bane's live action introductory. So. Yeah, but just the way he dealt with the Pike Syndicate was just really incredible. Because there were 4 of them, and I thought this would be them making a statement, aka them killing Cobb Vanth after he was like, lay it off, we can chalk this down to you just trespassing, so yeah. As well as the fact that their stance for some reason just... had it had a kind of shady appearance on them, like they were getting ready. So, but I'm glad that he survived that encounter. Don't know if he's going to survive the encounter with Cad Bane, but like I said, it seems like the emotions were sugar-coated, if anything, in terms of the locals tending to Cobb. So... we'll see, though. Shall we talk about the events with Luke and co? Because, the emotions that came to me during those moments was, there was so much that happened in those sequence of events that really got to me. The bloody parallels with Yoda's training, but how different it was as well. It was the same but different because you had someone of Yoda's species ride on Luke's back, but instead of Luke being the Padawan, Luke is the master. So that was really, as well as the, parkour bit. And I gotta say, the de-aging... so incredible. So, and I couldn't tell, like, with Mando season 2's finale that was Luke. That was Luke. That was Mark Hamill in terms of the voice until, watching it again. This time around, I was able to tell that was Mark Hamill. So, it was so good. But yeah, the parkour bit, really great. And the Dave Filoni is a bastard for doing another Order 66 flashback. The guy thrives on our pain, and nothing screams pain more for Star Wars than Order 66. Amplify that with Grogu seeing the events of the clones just dealing with the Jedi. Didn't need that attack to my heart. So thank you, Dave, for hurting me again. Oh man. And I really love, I gotta say, I loved the Mando bit where he interacted with R2. I for some reason that just screams so well, in terms of how well the interaction was. So yeah. But I gotta say, the bit when Ahsoka met with Luke, I was so happy, because obviously Ahsoka being the Padawan for Anakin, now she is seeing the son of her master just train Grogu. It's just so... It's just so beautiful. It's a moment that yeah, that is just so surreal to see. in any kind of medium, whether it would be animated, whether it be live action. Ahsoka next to Luke is just really, really beautiful. So, and then there was that bit where she mentioned about just like your father. Oh man, it was really, really heartbreaking though when not just Mando came. It kind of became a realization Mando's not going to reunite with Grogu, is he? Yet, and I'll explain why in a moment. But you have Ahsoka who is like, are you doing this for you or for Grogu? And of course, he was wanting to give Grogu the armor, and we have. See, it's really. I feel like Luke is still adjusting, of course, to him being a master. With Ahsoka teaching him in regards to attachment. And I feel like that is all due to the fact that she doesn't want Grogu to go through the same difficulties of what Anakin went through when attachment was his Achilles heel, and obviously that led to the dark side. And with Mando showing up, that makes Luke go into a position of, okay, you could have the lightsaber or you could have the armor, because he doesn't want he recognizes what Ahsoka is saying in terms of attachment. It could lead down to a dangerous path, and Luke knows how powerful Yoda is, so one has got to assume that Grogu could just be as powerful, kind of like how Luke can be just as powerful as his father. So he doesn't want Grogu to go down to the path of darkness, and sadly, that becomes very, very prominent in regards to in Ben, because obviously he went down the dark path and was so dangerous, especially with him falling into the hands of Palpatine. So obviously Luke doesn't know he survived at this point, but it doesn't dismiss the case that there is that worry that Grogu could fall to the dark side if he has so much attachment and still continues his training. So I can see why people would want, okay, why can't he have not just the armor but also the lightsaber? So, but I think Luke has to have a strict policy in terms of you could only choose one, because of what Ahsoka told him in terms of attachment, in terms of that attachment, because she's seen how it affected Anakin. And here we go. So, because it's just very interesting how Ahsoka and Luke, they're from two different eras, really, especially in our perspective. But still, like I said, Luke is still in his early days, and Ahsoka's been in this gig for a longer time, and she knows what it's like in regards to her master, in terms of Luke's father. So, and you saw Luke being worried, like, I don't know what to do, really. So that's why I feel like he had to drop that ultimatum, I guess, in terms of it's the armor or the lightsaber, because he's adhering to Ahsoka's warning, and he doesn't want Grogu to fall down to the path of darkness, especially if he knows how powerful Yoda was. As well as the fact that he knows Yoda's species last for a very, very long time. So ultimately that could become very, very catastrophic for the Republic. So, yeah. And he's already 50 years old as well, so Yeah. So, but I think ultimately, he's going to choose the armor, especially with the fact that Mando's new ship, it has a cockpit in the back for Grogu. He has to be there, right? So, as cool, and I thought it was a really, really beautiful moment that not just Luke kept Yoda's lightsaber, but also he gave it, he had the opportunity to give it to Grogu. I thought that was so amazing. So, but yeah, I think ultimately Grogu is going to choose the armor. I don't know. It could be both, but I feel like I said, I feel like Luke is trying to is trying to instill a strict policy in terms of one or the other because of Ahsoka's warning. So, yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe Luke will recognize how sad of a decision this is and do away with that advice. I don't know, but it's a difficult choice, isn't it? So, but I think it's going to be the armor. So yeah, but that was a really, really beautiful moment, as well as just seeing Grogu in training, like him jumping. Luke helping him force jump. That was really, really great. But just him in general training, it was just incredible, and I loved it. So yeah, I really, really thought that the bits with Luke and Grogu, that was really, really incredible. So yeah, but what a fantastic episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Next week is going to be ruthless. Maybe emotionally, I don't know. It was definitely ruthless emotionally in this episode, but it's definitely going to be ruthless for other reasons in terms of bloodshed, etc. We're going to have Boba just tear shit up potentially, because I know a lot of people have been wanting the Boba that they recognize to make an appearance, and this is a bit more watered down, some would say. But I think after the casino bombing, with Cad Bane showing up, I think Boba's potentially going to fuck shit up. So, just my 2 cents. I mean, I would be definitely pissed if the group that I dealt with in the flashbacks, who were a pain in the ass, decided to lay waste on my territory. So, and, you know, Boba is not one for being all Bob Ross or whatever, so yeah. It's going to be very interesting, though, and I'm excited to see what next week's finale has on offer. So, yes, but until then, folks, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles!